In this training, we will provide brief information about the use of seller running. Before we start providing general information about using seller running, let's talk about what it means to do drop shipping on Amazon without violating the drop shipping policy. Currently, you can safely do drop shipping on Amazon using seller running without violating any drop shipping policies. The reason for this is that by using seller running, you can perform drop shipping exclusively by shipping from a prep center. Seller running is a fully Amazon approved drop shipping software. And if you perform all your integrations using a prep center with seller running, you won't do anything that violates the drop shipping policy. Seller running is a drop shipping automation tool, and you can use it to sell products from the Amazon.com source store to other marketplaces and manage your inventory. To use seller running, you need to have an Amazon seller account initially. If you don't have a seller account, or if your seller account is not in a suitable selling condition, you should not purchase a seller running account. You should only purchase a seller running subscription after your seller account is eligible for selling. If your seller account is not currently eligible for selling, but you have a subscription on seller running, you can save the unused days as credit in your account by canceling your subscription, so you won't be wasting money on days you haven't used. Aside from Amazon's drop shipping policy, there are many other policies to consider on Amazon. When selling on Amazon, it is crucial to adhere to all of Amazon's policies. Apart from the drop shipping policy, there are various other policies, including, for example, counterfeit product violations, patent violations, trademark violations, late shipment violations, customer messaging violations, account information violations, or violations related to 3 ASINs, and many other policy violations. When you have the time, you should thoroughly review Amazon's policies. If you feel that you don't have sufficient knowledge about selling policies on Amazon, you can go to the Seller University section on your seller account and watch the training videos that Amazon provides for new sellers. By following what Amazon expects from you as a seller, you can learn what you need to do in detail to become a better seller. Before we proceed, I'd like to mention one more thing. The email address you use to sign up for seller running can be the same as your seller account's email address or your buyer account's email address. This will not cause any issues. The email address you use to sign up for seller running can be any email address, but the email address for your seller account and the email address for your buyer account through which you purchase products must not be the same. In other words, you will have an email address for your seller account, and of course, there will be a buyer account associated with this email address. However, to buy products, you need to create a new buyer account on Amazon with a different email address. Why? This is to ensure that if one account, either a seller account or the buyer account, gets suspended, your access to the other account does not automatically get suspended. However, with seller running, this is not an issue. The email address you use to sign up for seller running can be the same as the others. First, let's briefly look at the page that appears when you enter seller running. On this page, at the top menu, you will find tabs where you can perform all your general tasks. By clicking on the buttons, you can go to the desired area and perform the task you need. So what do we generally have on the control panel? First and foremost, there is an order graph, and depending on the selected date range, you can see your profit margin, the profit you've made, completed orders, the total sales revenue you've generated, and in general, an order, profit, and cost graph, as well as a sales summary at the top. To avoid confusion, make sure you have selected the correct date range. For example, if you choose a range like the last 3 days, you might see this area 0. Why? Because no sales have occurred in this store within the last 3 days. You can generally choose any time here to avoid confusion, especially when you want to do a review. You can naturally opt for short intervals. However, if you don't see any data when you log into your account, first check which date range you selected. Here, there is a warning, and the reason for this warning is that there is currently a shipment made with a prep center in this account, but the shipping fee for the shipment has not been paid yet. In other words, a product has been purchased from the Amazon buyer account to be sent to the prep center, and the order that arrived at the prep center is being prepared and packaged to be sent to the customer, but there is a shipping fee to be paid for this to the seller running house. Since this payment has not been made yet in this account, you see a warning here. If you encounter a similar situation, you can click here to see the payment you need to make, enter the payment information, load the necessary credit, and complete the payment. If you haven't added a phone number to your account in the notifications page in urgent situations, you may not be reached by the seller running support team. Additionally, free SMS messages for important situations may not be sent to you, or rather they cannot be sent. To eliminate such situations, If you haven't added a phone number, you should definitely add a phone number to your account. Similarly, you need to enter card information on the Seller Running House side for your Prep Center shipping fee payments, and you need to pay the shipping fees for Prep Center orders on time. This way, you won't experience any delays in your orders. Here on the right side, you can also see the number of products actively listed in your inventory. The values in the inventory summary section do not give you the number of products in your inventory when added together. The values here are just a summary of some important information in your inventory. For example, you may currently see 10 buy box and the 8 lowest products in your inventory. However, there can be products where you are both in the buy box and the lowest position. You should not confuse this. You can see a list of your orders here, starting from the last order you received. And in the store preferences section, if you prefer automatic integration, that is, if you are not using Seller Running manually to manage your account, all the values here should appear as green check marks, just like they are now. When any of these is a red X, Seller Running cannot perform part of the automation. As we go down a bit, you can see which products are top sellers in your inventory or how much you have sold in which categories or how many products are in your inventory in those categories. It's worth mentioning here that if you have a friend who wants to use Seller Running, you can share your affiliate code with them. If your friend or people around you register for Seller Running with your affiliate link, you will receive free credits up to 15 of their first subscription payment. Let's continue with the order management page quickly. On this page, you can view the orders you have received, manage these orders, or filter them in detail. For example, you may want to see only the orders that have just been sold or the completed ones. You may want to see the ones with completed deliveries, or you can use many different filters here. In addition, using the detailed search section, you can search by many different criteria. For example, you can filter orders without tracking numbers in your account by clicking here. Similarly, here you can see only orders in a specific status by clicking. In the inventory section, there are generally 5 different tables that you need to consider in your inventory. The awaiting approval table is where products that actually meet your criteria but are waiting for you to check and apply detailed filtering are located. In this table, you can make detailed searches in many different ways to get the best possible results with your filtering. Then you can choose the products you want and transfer them to your store after approval. The Add New Products table, similarly, is where you can enter and add ASINs as a list of the products you want to add to your inventory. Make sure to enter each ASIN as a single line in this table and ensure you do not use any commas or punctuation marks. Of the product variations page currently scans and checks the other variations of the products in your inventory on the target marketplace. You can either collectively select these detected variations of the products in your inventory and add them to your store or perform detailed searches here as well. There's a page where you can view the best-selling products, and by examining these products, you might want to add similar ones to your inventory. If you have more than one from the same ASIN in your inventory, you can see it here. In your update history, you can also see all the actions taken in detail in your inventory. You can also see the products you have added. You can see the products awaiting approval. You can also see the products that received updates such as price updates or similar, as well as the deleted products in detail. You can see why they were deleted and why they were deleted for any reason. You can download these lists as a file and review them in an Excel sheet. The audit pricing section is the area you need to use if you want to perform pricing through Amazon Automate Pricing on your seller account. Below that, you can see categories and block categories. In the categories section, you can see which categories your listed products are in, or how many of your products are in a particular category. Here, you can also see how much you have sold or how much profit you have made in a particular category. If you don't want to list in any category, you can use the block categories section on the category list page. In the brand list section, you can perform actions for brands you want to block, brands you want to query about copyright concerns, or brands you find reliable and want to be added to your inventory in any case. Similarly, if this situation is product-based, if there is a product that you definitely do not want to add to your inventory, you can add this product to the banned products. If there is a product you do not want Seller Running to intervene anyway, you can add this product to the non-updated products. If you want to create a profit margin with a fixed price range for products, you can add them to the fixed price products list. If you have a product that you want to list in a different profit margin range, regardless of your inventory's general profit margin, you can evaluate this in the pricing by ASIN table. Keyword lists are also for similar purposes. If you do not want to have products in your inventory that contain a specific keyword, you can use the banned keyword section. The shared pool consists of 2 stages, the shared product pool and the shared brand pool. What are these? The shared product pool is a service provided when a user who has used SellerRunning receives a violation on any product in their seller account. And this violation is automatically included in the pool by the system. If you use the shared pool, this product will also be listed in your inventory. In other words, if someone received a violation on a product before, SellerRunning detects it and prevents you from adding this product to your inventory. This can also apply to a brand. SellerRunning can do the same for a brand. If you use the shared pool feature, you won't receive violations again for a product or brand that has previously been violated. In the reports section, you can view detailed analyses and reports on various aspects such as your inventory, sales, profit margin, account health, and more. One of the points I'd like to emphasize here is the business reports section. You can improve your inventory by actively using this section. You won't unnecessarily keep products in your inventory that don't receive any traffic. By removing these products and searching for and adding other products that are equivalent to those receiving traffic in your inventory, you can increase your chances of making sales. In the feedback section, after completing a sale, there is a section for automatic messages to be sent to your customers for them to leave a score or review for your store. You can create a feedback template in the feedback section, specify when you want your customers to receive automatic messages after their orders are completed, and send automatic messages to your customers. You can use the template prepared by SellerRunning or write your own sentences. When you click on the profile section, you'll find an area where you can share your ideas. If you have feedback on the development of SellerRunning or believe there is an issue with SellerRunning, you can share your feedback here to support us. If you have any questions or need assistance on any topic, you can reach our support team by clicking the help button. The messages section is where you can send messages or information to your customers before an order is completed. For example, if your order has been shipped, is being prepared, is about to be delivered, etc., you can use the messages section to send messages to your customers for various situations and circumstances. The announcement section is where information is shared when there is any update, change, or situation related to SellerRunning. The incoming email section is where you receive all the updates in your account as emails. The SellerRunning House section is where you manage your SellerRunning House panel. In the general section, you can activate your use of the Prep Center by selecting a shipping company. You can also view your credit management in this section. After defining payment information, you can load credits. This area is where you can see the invoices of your payments, correspondence with the Prep Center, the page for monitoring if there are any problems or delays with your Prep Center orders, your SellerRunning House profile, and settings for how your profile appears in SellerRunning House or what you want to appear on the packages sent to your customers. The Use Only SellerRunning House button generally needs to be active, and since the Prep Center is in the state of New Jersey, approximately a 6.7 state tax will be charged. Therefore, you should enable the sales tax and enter this value. Additionally, you can specify other criteria and filters according to your preferences. After completing this section, you can save it. In the shipping labels section, photos of the packages leaving the Prep Center are uploaded to this area where they're kept for your later review. In addition, in the More section, you can find the area where you can load the Chrome extension linked to notifications, affiliate links, and feedback settings, as well as the download link for the Chrome extension. You can also access the area where you can update your shipping address information, user accounts, and SmartTree PreServe connection settings. The user accounts section allows you to manage your entire team if you work with a team or have multiple friends working together. If you use SmartRepricer, you can use this section to integrate SmartRepricer with SellerRunning. Furthermore, there is an area where you can view the account information. You can choose your preferred integration type for SellerRunning in this section. By integration type, we mean choosing between an automatic SPAPI integration or a manual integration where you do everything yourself. You can access your subscription details from this section as well. You can adjust all the settings related to your store in the store settings section. We strongly recommend keeping your Amazon commission value at the recommended level, especially if you are not following a different strategy. Let's also touch on the tax issue, especially in Europe, Japan, Australia, and Singapore. When you make sales, Amazon collects an additional global sales tax for each sale. Amazon pays this tax on your behalf in the target marketplace. If you are already a company doing business in Europe, you should be aware of this. If your company is also a taxpayer, you can enable the taxpayer feature in SellerRunning. If you are selling in Europe and the determined tax rate, for example, is around 0.35 for the UK, for sales below PSA trial on 35, you can enable this feature to reclaim the tax you have already paid as a tax refund. For Singapore, Europe markets, and Mexico, you can see different settings for those marketplaces in the store settings. Similarly, the shared pool feature can be enabled or disabled through the store settings. You can also choose to filter additions to the shared pool by selecting specific policies. For example, if you only want to add products with a brand violation or copyright violation, you can simply select these options to prevent the addition of other types of violations. Enabling a handling time is important. If you haven't enabled it, make sure to check it. Your handling time can typically be between 1 to 3 days on average, representing the commitment you make to ship a product. If a product on Amazon.com is expected to be delivered longer than the time you specified, it will be updated as out of stock in your inventory. Maximum delivery time can also be enabled, and if a product on Amazon.com is expected to be delivered longer than the time you've specified, it will be updated as out of stock in your inventory. Automatic deletion can be enabled to automatically delete items that don't meet the criteria at set intervals. Automatic carrier change can be enabled for situations where your order is transferred from one carrier to another before delivery, and you want this information to be transferred to your customer in your seller account. You can enter gift note information, and you can enable the features you want SellerRunning to perform automatically for your store preferences in this section. After saving your changes, all your settings will be in effect. In the filters section, you can define your criteria, and items listed in your inventory will be reviewed based on the filters you've set. In the pricing section, you can choose how your inventory's products should be priced and set your profit margin values below. If you're using Smart Trap Pricer, you can choose Smart Trap Pricer in the pricing section. If you're not using it, you can select SellerRunning's Rep Pricer. Open pricing ensures that products are priced twice a day on your seller account based on your standard profit margin value. Time pricing allows you to specify this interval yourself. If you choose to use a Rep Pricer, it dynamically ensures that products are priced between your minimum and maximum profit margins. If you're using Smart Trap Pricer, you should know that it offers a wide range of functions and features for pricing. You can inquire about Smart Trap Pricer through the YouTube channel, social media, or the Smart Trap Pricer support line. It's worth noting that Smart Trap Pricer offers a lifelong 20 discount for SellerRunning users and offers a completely free 14-day trial. In addition to this, if you have any questions or concerns, you can reach out to us at support.sellerrunning.com. Don't forget to follow us on our social media accounts for the latest news and promotions. Have a great day.